speech, but all in Chinese. Okay, dear Premier, Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, Morley family, teachers and students, distinguished guests. I'm really honored that I did not expect there are so many people coming here, and thank you so much. In the past 32 years, this is my third trip to Newcastle. My first trip came here was when I was 21 years old. I just entered the university, and I got an invitation from Kim Morley. He said, Jack, came to Australia for a summer vacation. I never thought I could be able to leave China to visit another country. So he's been telling me, say, Jack, try it. Maybe you can get a passport, because nobody can get a passport at that time in China. So I say, why not have a try? So it took me like half a year to get a passport. And then after I get a passport, I thought I could come to Australia to say, you need a visa. So I went to Shanghai and the Australian consulate, and they say, you have to get a visa in Beijing. So it was very expensive for me to go to Beijing. But I think, why not have a try? So I went to Beijing by train. I went to Beijing applying for a visa, but was rejected for almost 9 times. I stayed in a hotel underground, the final chance. That was the day I say, wow, this is number 10 time I went into the embassy. I should apply for a visa. And I went into the embassy. I saw a guy, and I say, this is my last chance. I've been here in the past week for 10 times, 9 times, rejected. I hope this time I can get my visa. So he said, why you want to go to Australia? I said, my friend invited me. He said, we cannot give him visas. We can only give him visa to Chinese people if you have relatives there, if you're sent by government, or if you want to go there to study. And at that time, there's no visa for traveling. And I said to Kim Morley, how I met David. And then, you really want it? I say, yeah, of course. So I said, he said, I'll give you a visa in 5 minutes. So I got the visa. This is something I learned, never give up. Even, you try and try. And then my trip came to Australia really changed me. It was such a big change I think you can never imagine. I was born, grew up, I'm 100% made in China. And everything I learned, I told my students or by my teachers and parents that China was the richest country in the world. We are supposed to liberate the world. We're supposed to help the poor countries around outside China. But when I arrived in Australia, wow, I think China needs to be liberated. And so many things I learned, the ideas, the city design, the education, and everything. I stayed in Newcastle, New London for 29 days. That 29 days was really, I think, is so critical in my life. Every time, then I decided to go back to China, and the next 10 years, every time I think about we, China, have to change. We have to open our mind. We have to look at things in a different way. So this is what I know about Australia since 1980. That was the year 1985, and I started to know about Newcastle University since 1985, but I've never been. This is my first time being in this university. Kim Morley, he never been educated in the university, but he always talked to me about Newcastle University. I don't know why, But this is something that I think I should do something for him when I grow up, when I really someday that, if I'm lucky enough, succeed, I should do something for Newcastle University. This is Ken Morley always talk about. Though we've been debating, Ken and I have been debating every time we met, we debate a lot. And he said, Jack, you're crazy. Why you think it is a way in that way? But the word using crazy is Australian word. Forgive me for still using that word. He said, Jack, you're bullshit. But even that, no matter how he said, Jack, you're bullshit, but he's always supporting me. And he knows that the way I talk, the way I do is so different. But he always supported me with great curiosity and kindness. And I learned one thing, that all the things you learn from the books, all the things you learn that from the other people, your parents tell me, may not be true. The world is so interesting. The world is so unique. You have to go experience yourself. You have to use your own mind to think. So when I went back to China, I became a different Jack Ma. And the Jack Ma, which I stand in front of you, I said, without that 29 days, I would never think like today, like most of the Chinese people. So this is also the reasons why my wife and I decided that we should do a Ma and Morley scholarship to support and help more young people in Australia and everywhere in the world, that they can look at the world themselves, experience and think, and using their own brain. So I would love to take this opportunity to thank Ken Morley, and really thank Ken Morley and his family for helping me, for supporting me, for understanding me. For 30 years, the past 30 years, I'm always living a life with great thanks. And because of this friendship, because of this thanks, I hope one day I can be a person like Mr. Ken Morley, to giving help and support to those young people you never even know, we met on the street. And this is something that I could do. I hope I can do more. I can continue to do it in all my life in the future. So I also, I was trained to be a teacher. I taught in the university for 6 years. Now I'm working in the business world. I call myself CEO, Chief Education Officer. So I spend a lot of time sharing my experience, whether people like me, agree with me. I'm not that, I'm okay with people disagree with me, but I always want to say, this is what I believe, this is what I see, this is what I experience, and I want to share with the people. And I also, in China, I have a Jack Ma Foundation supporting more than, every year, more than 100 teachers in the rural areas. Because in China, we got more than 60 million poor kids live in the rural areas. We think that we should also find a way to support these guys. So Newcastle Scholarship is the third scholarship I had after my Townsville Teachers College, the university I graduated from, because I consider Newcastle is my second hometown. And I believe that in the past, the world is driven by knowledge. In the future, the world is going to be driven by wisdom. The human being and the machine is going to have a big competition. But in the future, human being will win the world. Human being will win the machines because of wisdom, not only knowledge. But not the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge you can learn from the schools, from the books, but wisdom you can only learn by experience. And I think Mr. Ken Morley is a person with great wisdoms. And also, I hope this scholarship is focused on the future. Focus on the things to learn, the life experience that we learn outside the schools and books. And I hope that we can not only give students the economic support that they need in the schools, we hope to support the students leave the school, leave the university, leave the countries to experience the world. and to join both the countryside and internationally communication to have the global views and a sense. And I believe that in this world, if you want to be successful, you should have EQ. But if you do not want to fail, you should have IQ. But if you want to be respected, you should have LQ, the Q of love. It's very important. The caring others. I hope all the students here remember the EQ, IQ, and LQ. And this is how I learned from Mr. Kim Morley during our debate. And also, we think this scholarship is trying to helping more people. And we know that this world, we do need a lot of smart people, but we need more people who have responsibilities. And we want to find those people who can take the responsibility for their community, for the country, and for the world. And we hope that all the students, after you become the Ma and Morley scholarship, you will be the ambassador of Ma and Morley. You are not the ambassador of Jack Ma and Kim Morley. You are the ambassador of responsibility, courage, and wisdom. So it is my great honor to be able to set up this scholarship and together put my name with Morley. And I think I feel honored, and compared to Kim Morley, I think I should have done much better, and I will continue to improve myself, continue to do more things like Mr. Kim Morley did. And also, I really want to say thank you, Newcastle University, for all the great efforts you've been putting aside. Setting up a scholarship is easy, but continue to do it, to improve it, to supporting young people with heart. This is not easy. So thank you so much for your great efforts, and I hope, let me know anything I can improve it. And as I talked to the Chancellor and President, that every 5 years, I will personally get involved and review it, how can we continue to do better and continue to do it long lasting. And Newcastle is the university that we believe that my foundation and Newcastle University share the same value, and we are very extremely excited and happy about supporting this university, supporting the Aboriginal culture. The dance was amazing, and I hope we can continue to do it. And equity and social justice, excellency, engagement, innovation, integrity, and sustainability. All these values and us are shared together. And all these values Mr. Kim Morley and his family we've been sharing together in the past 30 years. And let's working on together and helping more young people. Thank you so much. It is my great honor, and it's really a historic day of my life. Thank you so much.